Good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday, July 18th, 2017, 5:34 p.m., and we will now begin the Compton City Council meeting. If you could all please stand for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. Let us begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Councilperson Zarita.
Here.
Galvan.
Present.
McCoy. Sharif.
Here.
Mayor Brown.
Here. Mr. Randall, are you already at the public hearing?
Yes.
It's now time for the 5:35 p.m. public hearing, which was continued from last week to receive comments on the proposed annual action plan for HUD funds. Motion to open the hearing.
So moved.
Second. Roll call.
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
Galvan.
Yes.
Sharif.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes. Mr. City Manager?
Mayor and Council, we're going to bring up Renee Farrell, our administrator on this. What, you want to read this one? Down here? On this side? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and council members. I'm going to recap last week's allocation and the proposed activities. CDBG administration, $280,143. Fair housing services at $10,000. Champions of Care literacy program at $10,000. El Nido Family Center's youth development at $15,000. Legal Aid Society of Orange County Domestic Violence Program, $19,871. Haven Services, $19,500. Angels for Sight, $20,000. Arc Mid Cities, $18,236. The Children's Clinic, $50,000. City of Compton Parks and Recreation Programs, $65,000. Non-public service activities are as follows. City of Compton Park Improvement at $187,521. City of Compton Code Enforcement, $149,103. Fire Department Fire Engine, $550,000. City of Compton Building and Safety, $40,668. Section 108 loan repayment, $15,675. And the home program administration is $41,527. Chodo project activity at $62,291, and the first-time home buyer program at $311,457. This year we did not receive ESG funding.
Thank you. We will now open the floor to public comments on the specific public hearing only. So if there are members of the public that wish to speak to the public hearing only, and as a reminder, this is a continuation from the public hearing from last week, so I do understand that some people have already commented on this item, and per the city attorney, if you made public comments last week on this particular item, then you're unable to make comments this week on this specific item.
Good afternoon to the mayor, city council staff, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Benjamin Holyfield, and I have a question as it relates to this allocation for the code department. I have an issue with this parking with code in the city of Compton. So I don't think they should. I think, for instance, if they're doing their job with the parking, it's cost effective. And we need about 8 officers out there working 24 hours, so to speak, or at least up into the late hours. I don't think they should get a dime code until I can drive down Compton Boulevard, not see people parked on the sidewalk, not see people parked in the red, and for whatever else, for other reasons that the code department is responsible for to turn this city around. And it's time for us to quit putting out money and we don't see any results. I think that if we give monies to anybody, you should be able to see what's going, like for instance, and I'll just paint for sight. I think it's a good, you can see and they have programs. So I think, again, code people shouldn't get a dime till they begin. We should have more people until the public can see the results instead of all this ghetto look. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holyfield. Are there any other members of the public that wish to speak to the public hearing? That did not speak last week? Thank you. Kindly, we will have a motion to close the hearing.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilperson Zarita,
Yes.
Galvin,
Yes.
Sharif,
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes. Council comments? There are none. Madam City Clerk? We need a motion to take out of order. Yeah. May we have a motion to waive the order of the agenda to go directly to the item?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita,
Yes.
Galvin,
Yes.
Sharif,
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Item number 2, under unfinished business, is a resolution of the City Council, City of Compton, adopting and authorizing the HUD-mandated 2017-18 Annual Action Plan of the Consolidated Plan and authorizing the submission of the plan to the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call? Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Zarita.
I'm gonna just make one request from City Manager. The organizations, the nonprofits that have been granted the money, can we have 6-month report on the organizations that have actually requested some of the funds?
So just to clarify your request, you want a 6-month update on the progress and the status of what they've been doing?
Absolutely, because some of the organizations hold the money up and never requested, and I think after 6 months, if they have not requested any of the funds, that we should consider reallocating. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Councilwoman Zarita. Any additional council comments? Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita,
Yes.
Galvin.
Yes.
Sharif,
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
It's now time for public comment.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. Mr. Robert Ray.
Thank you, Robert Ray Compton. One question, item number 9. I know this is just the first reading, but is it your intent, if this does go through, that closed sessions will be prior to the regular business meeting? Is that why we're moving them ahead because of the lawyers and all that? Okay. Okay, that's the only agenda item question I had. Sunday evening, a person came knocking on my door, asked for me and my roommate both by name. They had a voter registration list, and they had that petition that's going around. And I was very shocked because the man, when he started reading the petition, was being very honest as to what it said. And my understanding that a lot of people who have petitioners going to the door, they're being lied to. But this man was very honest of what the petition said. I gave him my opinion and my position, and I told him about our ordinance, and he was surprised that, oh, he didn't know the city had an ordinance. And I asked him, where are you from? He said that he was hired in Sacramento. He is being paid by the Teamsters and the United Grocers. And so I'm thinking, you know, what politician is behind Teamsters and United Grocers? And I could only think of one, and he sits over in the county someplace. So there's a lot of people behind that. But obviously, I did not sign the petition, and I encourage everyone, if these people come to your door, do not sign that petition. He also admitted that some of the people who signed it, oh, well, I'm going to vote no if it goes on the ballot, but I am going to sign your petition. So that didn't make sense. Now, going back to American Red Cross. Last week, some people were interested in joining the disaster response team. There's going to be a meeting tomorrow evening at the Long Beach office, 3150 East 29th Street at 6 p.m. So if anyone wants to be a volunteer in a disaster response team, you're welcome to come to that 6 o'clock meeting. Smoke alarms. If you did not get your smoke alarm last May, they're doing it again. This is going to be nationwide, Saturday, October 21st. And if you want to smoke alarm, by the way, these flyers are in the back table. There's a telephone number to call to get on the list, 562-490-4027, or you could go online, redcross.org/LA Home Fire. Lastly, believe it or not, Red Cross uses ham radio operators. We are looking for operators, and if you want to get your ham operator license, you can do so through the Red Cross. And here's another telephone number, 562-708-3893. You can come to the Red Cross and get your ham license and also help out with disaster response. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ray. Mr. Charles Davis.
Good afternoon, Madam Mayor and City Council. I should be wearing my hearing aids, but they ring up in the air sometime. I've been watching our council meetings for the last few years at least, and I didn't know if you guys realized that 4 of you took out somebody else to get your seat. You took out an incumbent, Zarita, Brown, Sharif, and Galvan. You guys all took out an incumbent, and I'm speaking, you know, from my 30 years of being this city clerk. I never worked with any of you except for Rambo and the city manager and the city treasurer. But anyway, that you guys took out an incumbent, and the people believe in you. And I just would like you guys stop listening to the gadflies. Get together so you can fix the city. It isn't too late, and I still believe in 2 of you. I campaigned for. You know, after I'd lost to both of you, okay? So I still believe in you. The other thing is, I keep getting these emails about this medical marijuana, even we had people over at our board meeting. I believe that this city council, this is my professional opinion of being a politician all these years, the council should possibly take a preemptive strike, and that is to say, put an initiative on the ballot. 2-part question. Question 1, shall there be legalized medical marijuana in the city of Compton? Yes or no? And if yes, then the ordinance that you guys draft would be the ordinance that would be in play. Like that one that's out there says no medical marijuana within 600 feet of a school. You can make that 2,000 feet. You can make it 1,000 feet from a park. I believe that it would cut down a whole bunch of the noise out there that you guys are unfairly being subjected to, and let the people, because this initiative that's out there, and I've been involved with a few initiatives, as some of you know. This thing could pass. I did work down in Long Beach in writing an ordinance down there. I would gladly volunteer my time to help draft the ordinance. I probably was involved with 30% of our municipal law while I was city clerk here in writing it. But I think you guys, it'd be in our all best interest if you did a preemptive strike on these people and you put it on the ballot. First question, shall there be yes or no? And if you check and you have your city attorney check it, I'm not sure, but I think if you have 2 issues that pass, the one driven by the city council takes priority over one that's an initiative out of the public. I'm not quite sure. My memory gets a little fog in some areas, but the city attorney could check that out. And I just hope that you guys can start working together a lot better. Like we're over at a school board, we're doing it, despite us at times, but we're working together over there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Davis.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I usually don't actually try to do this, but I really would like to ask the city attorney to actually take a look into what Mr. Davis is saying in regards to putting that initiative on the ballot and we can possibly take our own ordinance that we have and have it put on the ballot for November, because we do have the time to do that, because it's already here. And we can put that on the ballot to give the community an opportunity for them to make a decision whether it's yes or no. So I really, what he's bringing forth is something that I really think we should really consider.
Thank you, Councilwoman Sharif. Mr. Carlos Acevedo.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Carlos Acevedo. I'm the President of the Latino Chamber of Commerce and also a Business Commissioner for the 64th District of the State of California. I came today to expose the Maria Villarreal and his associate, Mr. Olivas. His name is Chris Olivares. But anyway, first I want to stop there. I want to talk to Elita. Elita, I received a mail from you saying that I complained about $1 for papers and to the general attorney in the state of Sacramento, that the attorney general in the state is not so. What I did complain was about the fraud committed by Villarreal when she presented documentation on the fireworks. And that is what it is. It has to be attended to. So you say you gave me 10 days to it, and I had it right here. But anyway, this problem has been coming on too long. Madam Mayor, City Manager, City Attorney has to stop. I have presented documentation since September the 27th, 2016, with Jerry Grulas here. Mr. Rambo has not received that, but he's aware of the situation. And it's all been falsification. It has been given license, has been given office, which I have not enjoyed. They told me go get an office and go get insurance at the to receive your office and sign a contract. I was called by General Services, ordered by Mr. Cornwell. But they then 30 days, 90 days, it's almost 5 months. Nothing has happened. All I get is criticism from Villarreal and somebody here that I don't live in Compton. Well, I have a residential in Compton. I have 2 properties. I pay taxes, and one in LA. That's almost $10,000 that I pay in taxes. And I own a business for 55 years. It's a family-owned business. I don't see them having a business in Compton. Villarreal doesn't have a business. Olivares don't have a business. You know what? And Patricia Ware has been nominated a president, and her sister as a secretary. Her name is Lupe Villarreal. And then you have a vice president is Chris Olivares, and then you have as a treasurer Maria Villarreal. But then on documentation, she's a CEO, she's a spokesperson, she's everything, but she's using my entity and Fed number from the state. So that is criminal, what she's doing. Now, it has to stop. It's an insult on the Hispanic community and the businesses. For me, you know what? I'm working a lot. I wish I could be every Tuesday to defend myself and to try to really work with the city. That's what we are. We've been doing that for a long time. Business has to be trained.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, I would like this to come to an end. Now, I have a lawyer, but Dr. Capitino Group and Reed wants
Mr.
to come in.
Acevedo, your
It's
time
done?
is up.
Okay. So please, I want this resolved. Cornwell just asked me a while back, and for Monday for a meeting, and I would love that. I think there'll be a final effort, so maybe we can
Thank
come to
you.
an understanding.
Thank you. And
Thank you both.
I hope
Thank
you
you very
all
much.
are both
Oh, here it
kind.
is, Elita.
Thank you. Thank you.
I got to talk to you. I got to get those minutes. Okay.
Thank you, sir. My only request is that the 2 parties come together in a mediation, and this is public comments, and people can say whatever it is that they would like to say, but the city does not decide legal matters between 2 private parties. That is a private issue between 2 people in the city of Compton, and so my request, and I've said it privately to both parties and publicly, is that they need to, my recommendation is for them to come together and come with a resolution. If our heart is for the businesses of the city of Compton, then we should all be able to come on one accord and move forward. So I'm still hopeful that both parties can come together, and I know the city attorney is willing to coordinate a sit-down, so we will stay tuned, and thank you all in advance. Ms. Joyce Kelly.
Good evening. I am Joyce Kelly, and I do live in the 3rd District. Now, I sat here before and heard you talk about how you are governing for the people, how you care so much about the people, how you're doing the people's business. And yet, item number 9 on this agenda says that you want to start having council meetings at 4:30. And then I think, well, that was the time I got off my first job when I was working, and then I had to go to my second job. 4:30, usually people are not off from work. I think this is because people are starting to come out more and tell you their opinions. Now, I don't think very many of you up there have a full-time job. Councilwoman District 4 may be the only exception. But you're wrong when you're trying to change the time of the meeting. It's only a deterrent. You don't have adequate parking, and yet you put businesses out. You take their business away because they don't have adequate parking. If you start the meeting at 6 o'clock, that means the employees are gone, usually, or their parking places. When are you going to start considering, caring, sharing, supporting, providing for the people whose money you are taking? It's ridiculous. You had a chance to make this city something 4 years ago when you got in, some of you. But you won't do the right thing. And people come up here talking about something that the people in this city said they don't want marijuana. That means the people know they're not getting anything out of that, that the money is going to go into the pockets of you who already have businesses in marijuana. So when people come to your door, don't vote, because there's a bunch of lies on that petition. We don't want marijuana. Any of you go along and put it on the ballot, I will help personally draft the recall. And I will get people in your district to run it, to circulate it. And we'll have a lot of people to circulate the mayor's recall, because people are calling for it now. So I say to you, please, start a new day. This is after the election. Think about it over your Black Month. Think about being a part of the people and for the people, because we are the people. We deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kelly. Mr. David Irons.
David Irons, resident of Compton. I really didn't come here to talk about the marijuana thing, but I will. If the city of Compton don't want it, fine. If to put it on the ballot, fine. Is a yes or no. But all you got to do is go to 120th and Avalon and buy some. So keep it out of the city of Compton, fine. Because they say some people up there own marijuana dispensaries. And nobody that sells drugs would let another person coming into his neighborhood start selling drugs. So keep it out of Compton. Take it over to Los Angeles. My mission is, the mission of, I found out I got a nonprofit organization in 2011. The mission of the Compton Historical Landmark Committee Points of Interest and Tours is to protect, preserve, and enhance Compton's
irreplaceable historic heritage as a matter of public interest so that its vital legacy, cultural, educational, recreational, aesthetic, economic, social, and environment benefits will be maintained and enriched for the present and future generations. This is something I did. Before I go there, I got to talk to Bill Bailey in Maryland, Waldo Henderson, Buffalo soldier, Mr. Ward, World War II vet, Molly Bell, Nigel Benz. Hey, I'm looking for these people, but I lost their phone number. Let me go over here. Already read that. September 9th, 2003. We designating Compton Municipal Stadium, Jackie Robinson's Field, as a local historic resource. That's one of mine, and I was part of it. I can't take the credit, but I'm a committee member. Okay, I might be the only committee member because committee means committed. If you understand what commitment means, you understand what I'm talking about. If a pitcher throw a ball, pretend he gonna throw a ball, it's called a balk. I don't have enough time, but I'll go all the way fast forward. This is my article of endorsed Secretary of State. Compton Historical Landmark Committee points of interest, a California Public Benefit Corporation. Now, since I'm a committee member and it's called California Historical Landmark Committee, anything that is 50 years old can't be a historical landmark. And one thing we're opposed to is them tearing down Compton High School. I don't have enough time. I'm glad I don't.
Thank you,
I'll
Mr.
see you.
Irons.
Yeah.
Mr. Richard Earl.
Good evening to the mayor and council.
Good evening.
I'd like to start off with our agenda item here, and I think that number 9, I think that if we okay this, people who have jobs every day will not be able to get here on time and get in and sign up or do whatever it is that they need to do. I think we should keep the time at the same time. Now, next item, Mr. Ivy's petition that we so boldly like to have, and people coming up here, a lot of them saying they want to have marijuana in the city and stuff like that. But you know, last week we was accused of keeping our heads in the sand about an idea or something like this. But I just like to read off a few cities, and I guess these cities might have their heads in the sand, which is Artesia, Baldwin Park, Barstow, Bellflower, Beverly Hills, Brea, Brentwood, Carmel, Garden Grove, Folsom, let's see, Downey. Some of these cities are the same size as our city, and we don't see anybody descending on these cities trying to put marijuana in their cities. Why don't all those people who want this take this ban and take it over there to put it in those cities? This is a black and brown city mostly. Why do people have to come to a black and brown city first to try and put this stuff on us? I think that what we need to do is we need to stop, recount ourselves, and get some of this stuff. Last but not least, I would like to tell you, Pasadena has a ban on marijuana. So why don't we start all over and look at this stuff and just keep our ban? Thank you.
Ms. Maria Villarreal.
Good evening. Buenas tardes, María Villarreal, Latino Chamber of Commerce President. So, I still have a smile on my face. It's embarrassed and it's disgusting when someone had the courage to come in and stand on this podium and talk about the Latino Chamber of Commerce when he is the one who reroute, yes, ladies and gentlemen, reroute the Latino Chamber of Commerce information. City attorney knows, city manager didn't know because you weren't here, so I've been dealing with this for the longest. I have to say this. But I think and I believe that we have a new city manager and we would like to move the city forward. I am not afraid of what I'm doing because what I'm doing is the right thing. This gentleman wants the Latino Chamber of Commerce for his political platform, and we all know that. And there's a group of people, and that's embarrassed that our own Latino community comes in and talk about what we're trying to build up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Jackie Venters or Ms. Flora Easton.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
We're here with some good news for the city. We're here standing in representation in support of District 4 Councilperson Emma Sharif. We're standing for the community. We were calling for healing in the city of Compton. People are hurting, and we want to bring our community together. We have the Latino community standing with us. We have the Samoan community standing with us, the Polynesians. Every ethnic, there'll be different foods, different performers, and we just want peace in the city. We've been crying about the streets, and the blood of our children have been killed in those streets. And we want healing, and we're coming together, and we want to work with all the council people on staff to help heal the city of Compton. And we thank Ms. Sharif for starting this off, the multicultural event, that we can have peace in the city of Compton with the Latinos and the council members. And it starts with our council first, and it runs down to our community. So we want you all to come, and you're all invited, and we'd love to all see you at the event on July 29th from 12 to 4, and it's at Kelly Park, 2319 East Caldwell, Compton, California. And we'd love to see all of our council members there and the residents of our community. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Can someone pass this out for me?
Yes. Thank you all for your efforts on this great event. It says Fave or Five Taylor. Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Rodney Andrews.
Hey, I want to thank the mayor and the city council for appointing me as a commissioner for the city of Compton. I was born and raised here, and it's a great honor. I'm glad to have it. I'm going to serve you guys well. I want to thank the city manager and the public works department. I call them every day, and they shine and they fill every pothole and pick up every illegal dumping. I have a few announcements that I think are really cool. My park next weekend, the First Samoan Gospel Church or Outreach is going to be partnering with Councilperson Jana Zarita in a Pacific Islander luau type of event. Next weekend, you guys have to bear with me for a little bit. Next weekend, July 29th, Unity Festival in Emma Sharif's district. It's pretty cool. Let me see, what else I posted on Facebook? Here we go. August 4th, movie night. Wow, that sounds pretty cool. Town of McCoy's district. This we got every district. This is pretty cool. Town of McCoy's district. And there's a backpack drive. And then also August 12th, right, Isaac? You guys need to revise this flyer because it took a while. I had to figure it out. It's at Looters Park. Isaac and Sandra Zarita backpack drive. and that's pretty cool. And that basically, I just want to thank you guys and thank the Public Works Department and thank the city manager. And I'm out. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Andrews. Mr. Holyfield?
Good evening again. My name is Benjamin Holyfield. I've resided in Compton for over 55 years. I am the president founder of the Compton Business Chamber of Commerce and also president founder of Community Care, who do gardening and so forth. After 55 years, you have to really do something, give something back. And so that's my efforts. I'd like to say that, I'd like to address this to 4 city council persons. We want to really clean up Compton Boulevard. Number 1, remove that statue situation, just make a park, no seats or none of that. It serves no purpose. Over 90-some thousand people ride that train every day alone coming through Compton and see all that, and we're never going to put another dime in there for waterfalls. But before I really get started, time. You should not change the time. Leave it the way it is. Better for me coming out of the garden at the YL Center, 1. So leave it the way it is, and for the rest of the people. I like to say time. We should start on time, and if we get 3 minutes, you should get, if it's 5, do 5, and we should leave on time. We got to be more business, in other words, business 5. And we got to cut all this. The world is watching us. We're changing the name, giving away our land. And while we have 2 people here representing the government, so to speak, sitting back there, we want to change that name at the college, at the library. We want to put it back up, Emily Hart Holyfield. I know you didn't hear me. Emily Hart Holyfield, put through the necessary papers. It's all about paperwork. Now, Compton Boulevard is the only boulevard in the city of Compton, and the Honorable Mayor was standing in the Sentinel with Compton. I enjoyed that and appreciated it, and everybody else who read the Sentinel. Each of you represent, there's 4 districts. Compton Boulevard is the only one that tells a story if you are participating in cleaning up your own district. And all the person have to do is drive from Central to Atlantic or Long Beach Boulevard, so to speak, and can see it. And the center of town is terrible. First district is 1. Second district is another one. My district is terrible, 3rd district, and the 4th district needs some attention too. Now, people parking on the sidewalks, like I said, things that, city manager, we cannot tolerate anymore. We cannot tolerate people parking in the red zone, in the daytime hours, people parking on the sidewalks and so forth, and saying they're in Compton. And then we need more jobs. Everybody I see coming here are from someplace else to work. Yet we got 30%. Who's monitoring this jobs and recreation other than the YL Center for our young people? Thank you very kindly.
Thank you. Ms. Marjorie Shipp.
Good evening, Mayor Asia Brown, City Manager, and the entire council. I'm here because I have some questions, and they may not be answered, but I'm confused. I don't understand why people are coming from other cities to push marijuana in our city. I thought the ordinance we had would prohibit that from happening, but I guess it didn't. It seems as though people are not respecting what we want in Compton, in our city. I was hoping that we had finished with the marijuana thing after we did the ordinance on banning marijuana in Compton. But it seems as though our wishes are not being met. I had an opportunity this past Sunday. I had someone to come to my home. Might have been the same guy that was at Mr. Ray's home, because it is in the 3rd district. And he was giving me all kinds of erroneous information about why they're passing the petition around. And one that really got me when he said that the petition was to keep marijuana out of the schools. And I had to tell him, sir, you are giving people the wrong information, because the marijuana is to be put on the ballot to vote on it in our city. I don't understand, why don't they go to their city and push the marijuana? We said we didn't want it here, and it's as though we're not being respected. I don't know what the council can do about that, but I don't think anybody from Compton could go in another city, Lakewood or Downey and all these cities that has a ban on it, and try to open up dispensary and cultivation and transportation of marijuana. So I don't know why we have to let that happen here in our city. It's just something that I don't understand. I wish somebody could explain it to me, to let me know why are we letting people from other places come in here to open up marijuana dispensaries and to try to cultivate marijuana in our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Shipp. Ms. Tamala Robinson.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council.
Good afternoon.
I'm back again this week to stay vigilant about our location at 357 Compton Boulevard. We have a lot of great people coming there and bringing insight and wisdom to this community and allowing people to have a platform for business development. And we really need the support. I wanted to let you all know that we have classroom spaces available, Wi-Fi connections. We do have a warehouse space that's under cultivation. We need donations for different materials to build out an epic studio there. We have a lot of support from Hollywood, but we want our community to be involved in it first. I'm actually warding off Hollywood because I don't want them to come in here and take over something that is for Compton. I have a lot of friends there, but I really want us to cultivate this and us to utilize the resources and not another community outside of Compton to be the ones that's coming here using the studio, that are branding, building, and developing when it needs to be done here. So I just wanted to give you all the insight about it and ask for your support. Ask for you, if you don't have a donation, tell somebody else. The different stores in the community are helping us. We have a lot of corporate sponsors, and we do need you all support. Thank God for you. I also wanted to invite, one of the people that we have coming in. She's actually teaching financial literacy in Compton. So I wanted to introduce her and let her come and speak with you right now.
Hello, Mayor Brown.
Hello.
Council members, thank you so much. My mission is to educate 1 million families by the year 2020 about financial education. 33%, or more than 77 million Americans, don't pay their bills on time. 39% carry credit card debt from month to month. Only 59% of adults say they are saving money. Worse, more than half now think it's acceptable to default on their mortgages. It's ironic that we live in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, but we also have money problems. We can all work hard lives but retire poor. We do so much to raise our kids just to see them finish college in debt. Debt becomes a way of life. Today, there are 76 baby boomers, people born between 1946 and 1964, and every day 10,000 of them turn 65. Many of them were hit hard by the financial crisis. Many more struggle to survive because they did not prepare for their retirement. Generation X, born between 1965 and 1980, are middle-aged adults. They're worried about keeping their jobs and paying, growing bills. Many of them are sandwiched between the burden of taking care of their families and helping their parents. We need to change, and the task won't be easy, but we need understanding first. The old days of passive dependence have to end. A new era of proactivism and financial freedom must begin. So in order for that to happen, we have to teach each other. We have to educate them. This book is about saving for your future, and I'd like to see this in the hands of 1 million families by 2020. I will be holding workshops about debt management, retirement, saving money, growing your money, protecting yourself, life insurance, and they will all be over at the center that Tamala has at least twice a month. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for your time. Ms. Sherry Gardner. Oh, is that you already went? Thank you. I got you. D. Baker. Is D. Baker here? All righty. Madam City Clerk.
We're at City Attorney's reports.
Mayor and City Council, the City Attorney's Office is requesting a closed session discussion. It is conference with labor negotiator. The agency negotiators, the city manager. The employee organizations are ASME Local 2325, SCIU Local 347. Compton Firefighters Local 2216. I think I said them all. Pursuant to California Government Code Section 54957.6.
Thank you.
Requesting a motion for a closed session.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
Galvan.
Yes.
McCoy. Yes. Sharif.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Item number 3 under new business is a resolution of the City Council, City of Compton, accepting construction of the Compton-Wilmington Avenue Area Sewer Replacement Project, CIP 10-18, as complete, directing staff to file the notice of completion with the Los Angeles County Recorder's Office and authorizing the release of the contractor's retention.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
Galvan.
Yes.
McCoy. Yes. Sharif.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Item number 4 is a resolution of the City Council, City of Compton, authorizing the city manager to issue a purchase order to the State Water Resource Control Board for annual waste discharge fees for the Public Works Department in the amount of $50,000.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
Galvan.
Yes.
McCoy. Yes. Sharif.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Item number 5 is a resolution of the City Council, City of Compton, authorizing the city manager to issue a purchase order to Gateway Cities Council of Governments for the purpose of paying annual membership for the I-710 Corridor Environmental Impact Report, Environmental Impact Statement Report, and SR 91, I-605, I-405 Major Corridors Study Fees for fiscal year 2017-18 in the amount of $87,116.68.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? I just have one question, Mr. City Manager. I know that at the request, as well as Councilwoman Sharif, to bring back the Gateway Cities COG, their recommendation to proceed forward with group bonding for cities for corridor enhancements. And I'd like to just make sure that we can get that scheduled as soon as possible.
Thank you, Mayor Brown.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any additional discussion? Roll call.
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
Galvan.
Yes.
McCoy. Yes. Sharif.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Item number 6 is a resolution of the City Council, City of Compton, authorizing the city manager to issue a purchase order to Raven Light Supply to purchase 2 portable traffic signals for the Public Works Department in the amount of $43,540.73.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? I just have, just while we're on the Public Works, the council requested the temporary speed bumps purchasing so that we can calm traffic to give us enough time to address the residential street improvements. And it's really a safety hazard, so I'm hoping we can bring that forward as soon as possible.
Yes, ma'am. I've spoken to Director Kyle, I've seen the staff report. We're going to stack all of those together along with the left turn signal for Wilmington and Greenleaf.
Beautiful.
As well as the speed bumps.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional discussion? Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita?
Yes.
Galvane?
Yes.
McCoy? Yes. Sharif?
Yes.
Mayor Brown?
Yes.
Item number 7 is a resolution of the City Council, City of Compton, authorizing renewal of the service contract with and issue a purchase order to Comline Inc. for the Fire Department Emergency Mobile Radio Communication Equipment in the amount of $9,924.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita?
Yes.
Galvane?
Yes.
McCoy? Yes. Sharif?
Yes.
Mayor Brown?
Yes.
Item number 8 is a resolution of the City Council, City of Compton, authorizing the city manager to amend the contract with Arnaz Engineering Contractors, Inc. to extend the contract term agreement. I lost my place. Contract to extend the contract term, except the supervisory control and data acquisition project as complete. Direct staff to file the notice of completion with the Los Angeles County Recorder's Office and authorize the release of the contractor's retention in the amount of $39,543.41.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Mr. City Manager, could you just describe this item, since we're talking about change orders?
Yeah, so in 2015, the Water Department identified a need to replace its obsolete SCADA system. The proposed new SCADA system was designed with an open architecture which allows for more flexibility and was built with state-of-the-art equipment that would better fit the needs of the division, allowed the staff ability to see in real time and make adjustments remotely to tank elevations, pump controls, and security alarms, help the Water Operations Division better assist in the management of wells, pumps, storage tanks, and Metropolitan Water District interconnections, and allow more than one company to work on the system if problems are encountered. In February of 2016, pursuant to Resolution 24,294, the City Council authorized the City Manager at that time to enter into a contract and issue a purchase order in the amount of $719,000 to Arnaz Engineering, in addition to a contingency amount of $71,900 for the construction of this particular system. Pursuant to the contract, the project was to be completed within 190 working days for a tentative completion date of January 12, 2017. However, there were several factors as cited in the staff report that contributed to the extension of the completion date. So the change order description was as follows. 1, correct miscellaneous unsafe, non-code compliant electrical issues at wells 11, 13, and 15 in the amount of $5,300. Cost difference between unspecified diaphragm and installed peristaltic chemical feed pumps was $1,700. The installation of chlorine analyzers at all well sites was an additional $64,783. The total change order was $71,867.74. The pre-approved contingency for this project was $71,900. So the remaining contingency balance is $32.26.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. Any additional council comments? Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita?
Yes.
Galvane?
Yes.
McCoy? Yes. Sharif?
Yes.
Mayor Brown?
Yes.
Item number 9 is an ordinance of the City Council, City of Compton, amending Chapter 2 of the Compton Municipal Code by amending Section 2-1.2, regular meetings, and 2-1.7, order of business, to establish a standard meeting time of 4:30 p.m. for regular meetings of the City Council for the purposes of conducting scheduled closed session, and this is to waive the reading.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita?
Yes.
Galvane?
Yes.
McCoy? Yes. Sharif?
Is there any discussion?
This is to waive the reading.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Mayor Brown?
Yes.
And on the item for first reading?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Yes,
Yes. On this particular item, I do understand the concerns of the citizens that came up and spoke. And I did have a concern myself when I started reading it, is that we're changing the time to 4:30, and I'm just wondering if we are really not giving the community an opportunity to come and be a part of the meeting and really know what is really going on through the city by changing it. Are you just doing this just for the closed session? We'll go into closed session at 4:30, and then after that, our regular meeting will still start at 5:30. Is that correct, Mr. City Attorney?
Madam Mayor?
Yes, sir.
I also appreciate the earlier comments on this item. I can assure the residents that it was written with minimal impact to the residents. Everything stays the same for the residents as far as the call to order, the roll call, the public comments. Everything happens after 5:30. The only thing that can happen prior to 5:30 is a closed session discussion. If you are interested in a public comment on the closed session, there's place on the agenda for that, and that would be 4:30. But the general meeting stays the same. Now, one thing this does, which doesn't happen often, most closed sessions, particularly the legal-related closed sessions, I handle myself, but there are times when there are consultants in closed session. It's very difficult to tell them when to arrive. That would be a savings to the taxpayer if we can zero in on a starting date for a closed session. But as far as the general public that come to council meetings at 5:30, that would stay the same. You wouldn't miss anything but the empty dais when we are in a closed session discussion, which the audience obviously doesn't participate in that discussion anyway.
And it will save us money too, because we won't be paying the firm's attorney fees, right? Like when, we talked about this a long time ago, right?
When there's consultants, we would be able to tell them the time to attend the discussion.
Mayor?
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, I'd like to thank the city attorney for bringing this item forward. And I wanted to, I guess I didn't make myself clear. I wanted to change the order of the agenda when we have closed session items to bring them first. But I didn't necessarily want to change to 4:30 because 4:30 is a little early for me. I have some personal motherly duties, and 4:30 is just not a good time for me. But I do fully support doing the closed session at the beginning of a 5:30 scheduled meeting.
I see that this would not, although when there's not a closed session, the meeting would still start at 5:30, but this does move up closed session discussions.
Right, so can we make some type of amendment to move it up, the closed session items to 5:30 and not 4:30? To move it up to the beginning of the meeting, so if you have guests, you can give them time to come at 5:30.
I would ask to, that would take a substantial rewrite, and I would ask to bring it back, if that's what
Council, but
we want.
I mean, 4:30, you get here at 4:30 and you have a whole agenda afterwards. That's a long day to go, 4:30. So I just think that in the event that there's a closed session, that it goes, the meeting goes out of order, if we can word it some type of way.
Just one thing for consideration, we had the public hearing today, or excuse me, the workshop today at an earlier time, and we've had our budget workshops at an earlier time, and we don't have closed session very often, but maybe the city attorney can work with the council in terms of the exact schedule of time. Because if we're able to open the meeting and go to closed session, we may be able to schedule the people, the attendees of that closed session, either at 5 o'clock or even if it's 5:15, we would have some flexibility, but at least the council meeting time would still stay the same, and we would have the ability to take it earlier if we need to, if it's a possibility with everyone's schedule.
Yeah, I mean, I'm flexible, and we did do the workshops at 4:30, and it was an inconvenience for me, but I did make it here. And I'm only one person, one vote, but I cannot support the 4:30 for scheduled closed session items. I was under the impression that the meetings would stay the same at 5:30, but if we had a closed session, we would go in closed session before we went to the regular agenda.
And that's I misunderstood, because we did talk about it. And I just want to be clear. I just want to be clear, this is not that proposal, so.
So you're bringing the item back?
Yes, if that's, I can.
It's up to the council.
It's up to the council. He addressed the concerns that I had, because I just wanted to make sure that the community understand exactly what was going on and that our regular meeting would still be at the same time. Our regular meeting would still be starting the same time and everything, so I don't have a problem with it, not really, because I thought he did a good job of explaining it.
We can vote, and if it fails, we can bring it back with the changes, or it's up to the council. You said
I'd
you
like
don't
to
have a
see it
problem?
brought back.
You want to have it brought back?
Yeah, to change that order, because I think that's the most important part. And then when I talked to the city manager, that's what I thought that's what I thought it was.
Okay, well, I've heard the council. I just
But I'm
didn't hear
still in
any other
favor of
direction other than
switching
Ms.
the time as well.
Councilwoman Sharif, so that's fine. We can bring it back, Mr. City Attorney. Is that your pleasure?
What's that?
Just question. If we're leaving at 5:30, at any point, you can take closed session at the beginning of the meeting anyway, so why would there be a need to change anything? If you're taking it, the meeting's gonna stay at 5:30, and you can take closed session at any point as to waive the agenda. So it's really no, I don't see a need for a change, but that's just my opinion. So are we,
This item still would have to be pulled, so.
yes.
All right.
So Councilperson Zarita and Galvin, if you can withdraw your motion on the first reading.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Madam City Clerk?
Item number 10 is approval of warrants. Warrant number 240644, July 11, CyberSource Corporation, Merchant Services for Electronic Checks and Credit Cards in the amount of $495 requested by the Water Department. Warrant number 240652, July the 11th, Jose Gonzalez, Teledigital Media Services for Spanish translation for the City Council agendas in the amount of $1,000 requested by the City Manager. And warrant number 240661, July 11th, National Charter Lines for transportation for seniors' trips to Solvang in the amount of $1,100 requested by the Parks and Recreation Department.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita?
Yes.
Galvin?
Yes.
McCoy? Sharif?
Yes.
Mayor Brown?
Yes.
Your council comments?
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. Councilman Galvin?
Yes. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming today again. I have one announcement. Actually, I have a complaint too, Mr. City Manager. The graffiti is still right there on that property on Rosecrans. I reported it for months, and it's still in that land right there. Maybe we have to break the locks and fix it. I don't know how that's working. You got an update?
Yes, I sent you an update a couple of days ago. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't see it.
I went to that location, Urban Graffiti. I've asked to go in and take care of that, but I will tell you that fence is surrounds a Montage housing tract. and their HOA is actually responsible for that. So,
Oh, the back of the wall?
yes,
Oh,
it's their wall.
Wow, you know, those are the residents that are calling me complaining.
Yes, I know. So,
Well, it's not their fault, though, you know?
we will.
It's on the other side. But
We
I guess
will-
it makes sense, though.
Yeah, we will paint the wall for them. I've asked Urban Graffiti to do that, and we've gone, the gate was open, so when Urban Graffiti gets out, it's quite a large piece
Yeah,
of
it's pretty
property to paint over.
Hey, do they run like an illegal like fitness camp right there? Because we noticed
I saw the
like,
tires in there.
tires and stuff. Yeah.
I don't know if it's a fitness camp
No,
or a
they
racetrack, I don't know.
always dump them there.
No, but these are huge, like
They've
big
been
giant
dumping
ones.
them there for years.
Yeah, they seem to be actually organized in some type of
Yeah, no, it's
you know,
organized.
formation.
You gotta
Yeah,
check it
so,
out.
but I haven't gotten
Elmer
any complaints
reports them all the
about,
time.
you know, dirt bike riding or any of that in there, but.
Now, let's leave the bikers alone. They don't bother no one.
Okay, so we'll take care of that, sir. Yes, I did send an update. I went by there personally and looked at that location.
All right, and then also on Long Beach Boulevard and Rosecrans, in front of the McDonald's, the Long Beach Boulevard sign is missing now. Remember before it was Compton, now it's Long Beach. And then I want to invite everybody to my backpack giveaway, Saturday, August 12th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Looters Park. It's hard to believe this is my 5th year doing it. And the other day when I was, me and Sergio were hanging out and we were planning it, and then he was like, "Man, my friend, you believe it's been 5 years?" And it's just really, when our jobs up here are so demanding and so busy, we never really get a chance to reflect. But man, we've given out like, and on all the 5 years together, it probably has to be like close to 20,000 backpacks that we've given out to our kids in Compton, and it just gets bigger and bigger. This year we have a Stock Cross donating Kindle notebooks for all of our kids. So not only are we going to give them backpacks, the school supplies like we always do, free haircuts like we always do. We're going to do shoes this year as well. Shoes. There's a limit on the shoes, so the kids have to arrive early. We're going to do food, live music, and also the notebooks, which is something really good because a lot of kids, in our community can't afford those notebooks. I know when I was a boy, we never had nothing. I had to go. I'm a little older, so I had to go to those internet cafes or like the library to use the computer. So now the kids are gonna have a notebook, so that way they can use it and do research, and hopefully it helps them, keep their grades high. So I'm excited for that event. Teamed up with Satra Zarita from the school district, and Marvin Hunt from Parks and Recs is helping me with all the work right there. And DeVille at Looters Park does a great job right there. So I hope everybody's there. Oh, and another thing too that we're gonna do too. I read a story I seen a story on the Fox 11 News about 3 weeks ago, how the Children's Hospital had a shortage of blood. So Sergio got a blood mobile to go out there, so we're going to be donating blood, so that way, we can make sure that our hospitals, they have enough blood. So anybody who wants to go out there and donate blood, trying to get creative and find a way that we can entice people to come out, like maybe get some sponsorships, like some gift cards or something for everybody that donates blood. But I'm excited to do that, and I hope all my colleagues come out there and donate blood. So thank you guys all, and hope to see you guys next week.
Thank you, Councilman Gavin. I don't know. It's the same day. Councilwoman Zarita?
Thank you, Mayor Brown. I'll be hosting a town hall meeting for District 1 with the town hall sheriff, Deputy Garcia, at Wednesday, tomorrow, July 19th, 2017, from 6 to 8 p.m. The location is 1051 West Rosecrans. That's the NHS beautiful building in front of Gonzalez Park. And we'll have some refreshments. So hopefully you can come out, and as always, you do not have to live in District 1 to participate, but I encourage everyone to come out, and you have the opportunity to really have a discussion. A town hall meeting is designed for dialogue, back and forth, answering questions at that time. So get your questions together, and if it involves a story, then we can set up time for you to meet with staff to give your story. But if you have questions, please come out. That's tomorrow from 6 to 8. And then also, I'm hosting a luau at Gonzalez Park on Saturday, July 22nd, from 12 to 4. And we're going to have dancers, Hawaiian dancers. We're going to have some roasted pig. Some of you all have never had any come out. We're going to have activities for the kids, music, dancing. The swimming pool is open, so if you want to get in the pool, get in the pool. We're going to have a food giveaway by Barajas and her team. So everybody come out and participate. It's going to be a great day in the city of Compton. And also, Mr. City Manager, while I'm thinking about it, when I requested for a 6-month update on the grants, the FGAP grants, can you also put the people on notice, the recipients, so they'll know that we're going to be doing a 6-month report out? And also, just like to encourage everyone to stay cool. It is very hot. Check your dog's water. Make sure your birds have water. And for those of you that are senior citizens, you got to drink water. You got to drink plenty of waters to stay hydrated in this heat, because by the sunset, the houses are smoking hot, so stay cool. And then also, I like to consider moving towards electronic voting for the council. If we can look into that, Madam Clerk. And everybody will vote at the same time. With that, everyone have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and hope to see you at the luau.
Oh, okay. Thank you for looking into it. Councilwoman McCoy?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everyone, for being out. Sorry I'm late. I had some business to attend to. I just want to invite everybody. I do have a community garden kickoff on Saturday from 10 to 2 at Tucker Park. Please come out. Gardeners are wanted, no experience needed. We will have arts and crafts stations, music, and light refreshment. So come out on Saturday at Tucker Park, which is 560 West Laurel Street. If you need more information, please contact my assistant, Vanita Alsonet, at 310-605-5612, or valsonet@comptoncity.org. And the next thing I have is I have my second annual movie in the park upcoming. The movie will be Jungle Book. It will take place Friday, August 4th, 5 p.m. at Burrell McDonald Park. We will have free popcorn, hot dogs, and drink, and there will be backpacks for the first 200 children. So thank you. That is all I have upcoming at this time, and feel free to contact my office if you have any concerns or needs. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman McCoy.
The Compton Creek.
Oh,
yes. The Compton Creek. I do have the first Compton Creek meeting on August the 2nd, 11 a.m. here in the community meeting room. We're going to reactivate the Compton Creek Task Force Committee, so anyone that's interested, please come out and join me August 2nd here at in the community meeting room. It'll be our first meeting, and we're going to get back and start scheduling the cleanups of the creek. So come out if you're interested, and we look forward to seeing you. 11 a.m. 11 a.m. August 2nd.
Thank you, Councilwoman McCoy. Councilwoman Sharif?
Thank you, Mayor Brown. I will be hosting my quarterly business roundtable for District 4 on Wednesday, July the 26th, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Dollar High Community Center. This is an opportunity to network with local businesses, meet law enforcement and city staff. A light lunch will be served. Remember, businesses are the backbone of our local economy. And I will be hosting my second annual Senior Luau on Thursday, July the 27th, at Dollar High Community Center from 11 a.m. to 2. Come out and enjoy a scrumptious catered meal, entertainment, and lively music. For more information and to reserve a ticket, please contact the staff at the Dollar High Community Center at 310-605-5688.
And on Saturday, July the 29th, I got all these events for the month of July. July the 29th, I will be hosting my first Unity Festival from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Kelly Park, located at 2319 East Caldwell Street here in the city of Compton. The Unity Festival is designed to enhance unity and bring healing among the citizens of Compton and to strengthen relationships between businesses, churches, schools, government, and districts. There will be food, live entertainment, recreation activities, and fellowship. And before I move into Mr. City Manager, I know Major HP passed, and a lot of us we were very excited about it because there was money that was to be given to us for the homeless situation that we are dealing with here throughout our cities. When will your staff be able to bring forth a plan to the council in regarding this issue? Do we have to put a plan together in order to make sure we receive those funds? And if so, when will that plan be brought forth?
Is that for the county funding?
For the Measure H money, yes.
Let me look into that and see what we need and when we need it to have it ready. I'll bring that back to the council.
Okay, thank you, Mr. City Manager, thank you. And in closing, I've already closed in Mr. John Peoples' memory, but I want to give you the specifics about his memorial service. Mr. Peoples dedicated over 50 years of his life educating descendants of black African slaves and anyone who was interested in reparations and slavery. During his time as a reparations activist, he founded the Mr. Peoples Reparations Town Hall Meeting Group. His memorial service will be held on Saturday, July the 22nd, at the Dollar High Community Center from 10 a.m. To 12. Thank you. So please come out and be a part. And Mr. City Attorney, the initiative that's being passed out, the petition that's being passed out for the citizens to sign in regarding the marijuana. First, let me just say this. I would like to make sure that we for me to encourage the community to please not sign the petition. And those of you, take the time to read that petition before you even consider signing it. Because what it does, if you take a look at it, even the sales tax that's being offered is only like 5%. We can only go up to 5%. I really want you to really ask people when they come to your door, ask them to let you read it. Ask them, tell them that you want to leave it with you so you can take the time to really go through it, because you really need to make sure that you have a clear understanding as to what that petition really is all about and how it's really going to impact the city. But I am encouraging all of you citizens here in the city of Compton, please do not sign the petition. Now, Mr. City Attorney, on another note, Mr. Davis made a suggestion. Could you please take a look at that suggestion that he mentioned here to council, and please maybe come back to the council with your perspective in regarding that, as to that?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Hopefully we can have it on the next city council meeting. You can discuss that with us on the 25th. Thank you, Mr. City Attorney. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Sharif. Just a couple remarks. I actually had an opportunity to stop by the Senior Music and Drama Barbecue at Gonzalez Park yesterday, and I just want to thank Marvin Hunt, Brenda Postel, and also Miss Joanne for cooking the food for the seniors. It was a nice event. Also, today we had a bus tour with city staff as part of our Clean Compton initiative to assess the problem hotspots around the city, to record different solutions and recommendations, and I'm really excited about what is to come, focusing on cleaning up our city and incorporating every aspect of the community, from our local nonprofits, our residents, our churches, our businesses, and to really make sure that we can address the common areas, thoroughfares, bring in public art. And so we have some great things coming, and I look forward to working with all of you to clean up our community. And also, I'm excited about the Compton Creek Task Force resurrection by Councilwoman McCoy. So I know that they're going to do a great work as well. And save the date, we have our bi-monthly virtual town hall on Facebook scheduled for tomorrow. It's also on Instagram. And the time is 6 p.m. And you can log on to any of our pages and get the live feed and also post questions. And we will have a great dialogue. Also, a save the date for the Compton Open Mic Night under our Arts and Culture Initiative, which is scheduled for Thursday, June 27th at our community center from 7 to 10 p.m. It's free and open to the community, and people are able to RSVP online if they choose, and you can go to cpt-openmic.eventbrite.com. And we're still taking signups for people that want to participate in the event. Also, in news and announcements, happy birthday in the memory of Nelson Mandela. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others, is a quote by him. And also, in terms of constituent concerns, we received a couple this week regarding the same issue. And with the onset of summer, it seems that the number of solicitors for human trafficking has greatly multiplied. We are seeing people trafficked in from other places, and one of the favorite locations, again, is Long Beach and KFC. So, Captain Thatcher, I want to just give you a heads up on that and see if we can add some additional enforcement there. And also, Mr. City Manager, I'm going to ask that we have our Christmas Parade Ad Hoc Committee be prepared to present to the council their plans in the month of September as we're moving into the holidays. I know that they've been working on the parade and lining up sponsors and activities, but we'd like to have a report in advance. And I'll table a couple of those. And then lastly, just regarding the petition, I listened to many of the public speakers, and I think there's a misconception that we are allowing a petition to happen in our city. By law, anyone has the ability to put together their own petition and gather signatures. That's a part of the democratic process. There's no one person that can stop that from happening, or there's no even the council as a body couldn't stop a petition from being gathered. And so that is a part of being an American citizen under our Constitution from the United States of America that grants people the opportunity to let democracy move forward. And so I just want to make sure that we're all aware that there's nothing the council can do, there's nothing that I can do to stop a petition. And I've also been made aware of some really unfortunate, just malicious slander, libel, lies that have been spread that myself or even my family are involved in the marijuana industry, and we are not. I've said this publicly on many occasions, and my only requests are to those people that really truly believe that or that are spreading that information to bring forward evidence. And I've said this many times before. We have to have some responsibility for what we say, what we do, and at the end of the day, we will give an account what we say against people, and it's just unfortunate, and just treat people the way that you want to be treated. And if there was no evidence or there was no truth to anything that was being said, especially on something like this, you would at least appreciate the concession for someone to bring forward some documentation. And as a person that I believe integrity is important, I wouldn't even spread information that I haven't confirmed. So I'm just asking that people could please, please, please at least request for some type of documentation for anything that you're spreading, because it's unfortunate and people make leaps to connect different things that just have no connection at all. There's no merit to say that I'm a part of UFCW and the Teamsters. I mean, I don't even have relationships with folks over there. I mean, I know of people just like everyone knows of people, but I'm going to ask people to bring forward evidence. Bring forward evidence, and if there's some evidence that people would like to present, there is a beautiful projector. We can present that out to the community and give due process and opportunity. But again, I'm not involved in this, and just because I gave a warning that this would happen, it's just what happens all over America. And this marijuana is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and so we have to take a step back and realize that sometimes things are not personal. People are just here to make money, and that's really why people go into business. So I'm just requesting that people do a little bit of due diligence, and I'm just thanking you in advance. And that concludes my public comments for this evening.
Madam Mayor, may I
Yes,
make one
ma'am.
comment on that? You said that we can't control that, but I think, Mr. City Attorney, you were out last week, and we did ask if people are lying when they're doing this, saying the petition, is there something that can be done about that? Because the information when they go to people's doors is not accurate. And so they're signing under false pretenses, so we talked about that, but we didn't quite come up with what we could do, if there was anything that we could do about it.
There is, the law is recognized if there are false statements in the written document.
Oh.
The walkers benefit from political speech. So there's very little to no recourse to the words spoken. It goes back to what's written in that petition.
Okay. So all we can do is just continue to educate and tell people, please don't sign the document. That's it. Okay.
But I believe the city clerk had also made a statement as well that if the community feel that they have been told something that's not factual and not true, for them to call her office and to give them their name, and that they could, can you do it? No. Okay, then we'll leave it alone.
And I can just say that under the California state law in terms of elections, the FPPC, their fair political practices, if there's someone that's misrepresenting an initiative or any type of information regarding an election, you'd have an opportunity to make a complaint, and they can make a determination as to whether or not there's evidence or is factual, or whether or not there's some type of course of action that needs to occur. So I just recommend that people take that route.
So they would have to file a complaint with the FPPC?
No.
Okay.
Madam Mayor, what I did say is that if a person signed the petition and they want their name removed,
right,
then they have to submit it in writing prior to the petition being filed.
Thank you for clarifying that. That's exactly what I wanted to say. But they have to submit it in writing to your office?
Correct, prior to the petition being filed.
Right, thank you.
Thank you. And then lastly on that piece, last week I committed to helping to coordinate a town hall for the initiative with the petitioners and the city. We're going to invite everyone to come forward, but people will have an opportunity to at least hear what the factual information is regarding the petition and ask questions or state that they don't support. I mean, it's your choice of whatever you want to do, but we are working to coordinate that forum, and so by the next council meeting, we definitely will have a date for you all to come and participate if you choose to.
That will be held in probably August sometime, because
probably August, or even maybe September, if they're able to qualify. I don't know what the status of the petition is.
Well, my question is that wouldn't we want to try to educate the community prior to the petition, them turning the signatures in, prior to them finalizing the signatures? And I know the signatures should be is it sometime this month, Madam? Do you have any idea when they supposed to have those signatures turned in?
Well, by law, they have 180 days, which will take them well into December. But of course, they can turn them in at any time they reach the maximum amount of number.
The amount. Okay,
right.
Thank you.
So I don't have any.
So we have to December?
Well, based on the law, they have 180 days. That will take them into December, but it's my understanding that I believe they're trying to get on the county's election, which is in November.
Right.
Which leads me to believe that they will probably turn them in prior to that.
Prior to, and which means in order for you to be on the November ballot, Mr. City Attorney, when would they have to?
Let me say if we should agendize this issue, if the discussion's going to be more.
At the next city council meeting, please?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Because we're at council comments.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. May we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
So sorry. Excuse me, recess.
Recess.
Oh.
Recess.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilperson Zarita?
Yes.
McCoy? Yes. Sharif?
Yes.
Yes. Maybe have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilperson McCoy,
Yes.
Sharif,
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes. We will now have a report out of closed session by our city attorney.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, City Council. We had a closed session discussion conference with labor negotiator, the negotiators, the city manager. The unions discussed were both ASME management and non-supervisory units, SEIU Local 347, and Compton Firefighters Local 2216, pursuant to California Government Code Section 54957.6, no reportable action taken in this matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. City Attorney. May we have a motion to convene? Adjourn the Compton City Council meeting?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilperson McCoy,
Yes.
Sharif,
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes. Good night, everybody.
Good night.